Hello, everybody. It's Slushy, and welcome to another movie review. I'm filming this from a very weird posture because I can't find a way to make this camera sit still. So I'm literally having to do this from possibly the weirdest posture I've ever done, which is this, me leaning down like that, like I'm sitting at a bar. Bartender, give me whiskey sour, please. Thank you. So today we'll be reviewing Return to Silent Hill. So I just got done watching it. You can probably, maybe you can hear it in the background, the ending credits. I have a lot to say about this because I'm a huge fan of Silent Hill 2, the game, like the original game, and also the remake that came out in the last like two or 3 years. I love the story. The story is very dark and tragic and creepy and unsettling, and of course psychological. This film, there's so many things about it that I feel like they got right, and then there's so many things that I feel like are very creative interpretations. Like, I'm not going to say they're bad, but they're very creative in the sense that I didn't see it coming. I probably wouldn't have done those things if I was the director. I probably would have, I don't know, maybe this would have been for the worse, but I would have made exactly I would have done exactly what the game did. Uh, I feel like when I watch these adaptations, like I don't expect every single detail to be 100% exact, but I'm like, how hard is it really to get a blonde-haired guy, walking through this really decrepit city with various monstrosities and, uncovering what he did? It's really not that difficult. It's a very simple plot. Like, at its most basic, it's a very simple plot. It's not that hard to interpret or, put to screen. It's fairly easy. And it always seems like with these adaptations of video games, people always try to get too creative, and that's bad. And then there's sometimes where they try to get too accurate to the games, and that's bad because people who know nothing about the games aren't going to appreciate those things. So you have to walk a fine line. You have to give a little bit of creative interpretation and also still remain extremely faithful to the fans because you don't want to piss off the fans. You don't want to make the fans not like your film. That's the worst thing you can do. I would much rather piss off the non-fans than piss off the fans, because the worst possible thing that's going to happen is your film's not going to make the most money it possibly would have if you would have catered to the non-fans. But if you do make it, with a little bit of creative interpretations, you have a smaller chance of, getting a wider audience. But with Return to Silent Hill, that just didn't work. And I'm not 100% sure why. Because after watching it, I can safely say, despite all the negative reviews of this movie, I can say it's not a terrible movie. It's not, obviously, it's nothing great. It's not something that I would be like over the moon recommending to people. But if you like the games, at least a little bit, even if it's not just Silent Hill 2, I feel like you can enjoy this film, same as the other two films in the series. It's creepy. It's got very creepy moments. It maintains the atmosphere of Silent Hill 2 to a degree, despite changing, like I said, a handful of things. It does do some scenes that were in the games, which I thought were really cool. It's really cool callbacks because most of these adaptations, truth be told, they don't ever really copy the games. Definitely not like scene for scene. And there was literally some scenes in this movie that were almost identical to the scenes from the game. There were some changes within the scene, but for the most part, it maintained the essence of Silent Hill 2. So I was impressed with that. I really was. Like I said, the atmosphere, big thing to note. I thought they did fantastic with it. The acting was all pretty good. Jeremy Irvine's character, James Sunderland. Jeremy Irvine played a really good character. I thought he played the distressed, confused husband character of James Sunderland really well. Because he kind of walks, he just has the demeanor. He has the demeanor of James Sunderland. He does. And that's the biggest compliment I can give. Everything else in the movie, like, I don't have problems with it. It's just it's interesting. Like I said, that's the best, I think that's the best way I could describe this movie. It's interesting. It's nothing great. It's nothing terrible. It's just an interesting movie to put on and watch. And that's probably the best thing anybody could say about it. You could tell that they kind of try to really go out with the effects, and I don't think they had the budget for the effects because a lot of the effects are really wonky and they look really cheap. And my view on that problem was always, if you can't do an effect really well, don't try to show it off too much on screen because that's going to look really bad. Like, if you can't put a lot of money into an effect, into the CG and make it look really good, maybe don't do really close shots on the CG because it's going to look really laughably bad. Like whenever you have the monsters from a distance and they're terribly CGI'd, that's fine, you know, because you can't see all the intricate details. But whenever you put them in the light with camera right in front of them, God, it looks awful, man. It just, I'm sorry, man. I'll never understand what it is about people having bad CGI in their movies, and they don't find ways to hide it. They don't even try to hide it. They literally bring it to the forefront. Like if I had to do like that, even that movie, even the way that it is, with no changes, you know, to the script or story or anything, I definitely wouldn't have filmed a lot of that stuff in like the light, so you can see all the terrible CGI. There was many moments where I was like, oh my god, come on. Like I've seen edits on YouTube that are better than that. It's such a shame, man. I mean, I feel like there's so many things they get right, and then it's like the things that should be easy they get wrong. I don't know, man. Um, I feel like I have spent a little bit more time complaining. This posture is very uncomfortable. I feel like I've spent a lot of this time complaining about the film, but I did enjoy it. I did. If I had to give it a score, I'd probably give it a, you know, I don't want to say a 6.8, but I guess that would be, I guess a 6.8 or a 7 at the most. I think it could have been a lot better. Like I said, the effects really weigh it down for me. You got the effects, you got the fact that the other actors in the film are kind of lazy. And even Jeremy Irvine, there were some moments where he did come off a little bit like kind of like the way a drunk person would act if you told them to act as they were just finishing up, you know, with the hangover or something. Sometimes he did look a little bit just like, what the fuck am I doing here? You know, and maybe that's not the case. Maybe that's just how they told him to act, and that's probably it, because I don't see an actor purposely sabotaging his career by, or, you know, sabotaging a movie role by acting bad. That just doesn't seem like anything anybody would do on purpose. I wouldn't think. I mean, if you would do that, there might be something wrong with your work ethic. But yeah, it's not the worst movie ever. It's not nothing to exactly write home about. But if you're a fan of Silent Hill or just horror movies, I feel like you'll get something out of it. Like I'll probably watch it again at some point. You know, it's not nothing I'm going to be like crazy to go rewatch, but I didn't really see anything that was like everybody's hailing it as the worst film ever made, and I just so massively disagree with that. I've seen so many way worse films. I mean, yeah, the effects are wonky. This movie's probably on my top 10 list of worst CGI in a horror movie that I've ever seen. And that's saying something, because I've seen a lot of horror movies and a lot of bad movies with even better CGI than this. So yeah, the effects weren't really that good. Pyramid Head, he was pretty cool in the movie. I feel like that's the one thing they always get right with these movies, is making Pyramid Head look intimidating. That being said, he was probably the least intimidating in this movie compared to the first Silent Hill movie and Revelations, but still probably the best villain of the movie. The nurses barely served a purpose. Yeah, I don't know. You know, it's one of those movies that you'll watch and then you'll be like, okay, I watched it, and then you'll move on from it, and maybe years down the line you rewatch it and you say, oh yeah, that was a movie that happened. It's literally one of those, but I don't think it deserves any of the hate it's getting. Like, it's not that bad. It's not great, but it's not terrible either. It's something, you know. So yeah, 6.8 out of 10. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you've seen Return to Silent Hill, and how do you place it? I mean, I'm assuming that the order is going to go Silent Hill, Return to Silent Hill, Silent Hill Revelations, because most people hate Revelations. I'm in the minority. I think Revelations was a pretty damn good film, and I put that one as second. So Silent Hill 1, Revelations, Return to Silent Hill. That's the ranking, which is so upsetting to me, because Silent Hill 2 is my favorite game in the series. I really wish they would have done a better job at adapting or making a better adaptation than what they did. You know, I feel like they just took ideas and they made the film out of that. They didn't like really go too far into it. Like, I highly doubt Christopher Gans has played the games. I won't believe it. Or Christoph Gans. I don't know how to say his name. I know how to say his name. I just can't remember which his name is, Christoph or Christopher. But I doubt the dude's ever played a Silent Hill game. I just don't believe it. And also, the thing that is disappointing is it did seem like the producers of the game. That's something in my eye, man. It did seem like the producers of the game were involved with this film, which is like me personally, if I was a creator of a game or something and someone's doing an adaptation of that, I'm going to put as much into it as I can. You know, when they try to make creative interpretations on my story, I'm going to be like, hey, let's just keep it how the game had it, or let's do this, or let's do that. It really seems like whenever these developers are a part of movies, they just kind of like give their approval for the movie to be made, and that's it. Like they don't really try to involve themselves. And that's unfortunate because this film could have been truly something special if they would have properly adapted this movie. Like I said, the Silent Hill story, Silent Hill 2 story has so much potential. It's definitely the best game in the series, bar none. Nobody ever talks about Silent Hill 1. So I think we could safely agree that Silent Hill 2 is the signature title of the series. I'm not saying the other games aren't bad. I do enjoy most of the other Silent Hill games. I think the only one I never really liked was The Room, which I think was Silent Hill 4. I think that was the only one that I played where I was like, yeah, I'm not really having fun playing this. And it also wasn't very scary either. So, yeah, that's my review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.